Hi, welcome back to the Mistaken Garden. I made a video yesterday of my garden, but of course I forgot to make an intro video. And in the tour video, you'll see that it's quite gray and rainy outside. And of course today is blue skies. So yes, today is sunny. I wish I took my video today, but that's okay. Yeah, so in the video you're going to see a lot of my spring bulbs that are just ending, as well as some of the rhodos, which you can see behind me. Here we are starting off in the courtyard as per usual. Those are all my daffodils and they're already done. So that's a small rhodo we have down there, along with a rose and a new hydrangea. I actually won that for my garden club meeting last year. Some tall roses. These azaleas are beautiful. Even with all the rain damage, they still are spectacular. This is my favorite David Austin. It's quite bold. It's my new hose reel. I picked that up from a store called Princess Auto, and let me tell you, it's definitely a game changer. My lily patch, along with a random artichoke that I haven't planted outside in the vegetable garden yet. Isn't this neat? I won this from one of my garden club mystery gift exchanges. My ranunculus. And look at this interesting plant. This is called a toad lily, and it has really delicate pink flowers. Now I got this at 50% off about 2 months ago because there was no growth to it, but it looks like it's gonna come back, so that's exciting. I love getting plants on clearance. I have 3 camellias in this yard. Now this one was on my patio when I lived in Victoria for a few years. And when I moved to this property, I planted it here. And it's actually blooming. It never bloomed when it was on the patio. I've done a lot of work along here, planted some irises. I have a ton of them in the backyard. Now this was my distant drum rose. I had it planted last year in that green pot there, and it got way too much water this winter, and so it drowned. So I stuck it back in this pot. I don't know. It might come back. I'm not sure. Plant nursery. These are some peony style tulips. Everything in here is doing super well. This is I believe it's called a bubblegum or a cotton candy peony. Check out these tulips. Aren't those different? I've never seen anything like this before. Obviously those got damaged by the rain. But look at these alliums. This is a new plant that I bought. This is what it's supposed to look like, which is pretty close to what it actually looks like. Check that out. Aren't those different? I've never seen these types of flowers in the garden center, so when I saw them, I just bought all of them. I only had 3, so it wasn't that much damage to the bank account, but I had to get them. Look how tall this allium is. It's quite tall. It is starting to open. Same with this one. Now, I didn't think this one was really going to come back to life. It looked pretty sad last year when I dug it up. Here's my first roto bed. There's only one so far that is starting to open. Oh, look at that. There's actually a bumblebee in there. But look at the size of the blooms before they open. This is a new one that I bought last weekend. As well as this is a tree peony. Peonies don't really do super well in my yard, but I thought I'd give a tree peony a shot and see how it does. This is my cute little mermaid statue I just bought. Gotta love Marketplace. And that is my replacement Distant Drums rose, the one that I killed. So that's my new one. Thought I would just put it directly in the ground and see what happens. Throw lilies. This Roto is done. It's been blooming for about 2 weeks now. This one is about to open. This one is stunning. It's a, I believe it's azalea, and it has a scent to it. Look at this iris. Looks like it has 3 flowers on it. This camellia tree, it hasn't done anything, I believe, since 2021. I think is when my girlfriend bought it, and it bloomed, and then it hasn't bloomed since. So I planted it here, and it looks super happy this year. Isn't that beautiful? Even though the rain's damaging it, it still looks pretty nice. Those are beautiful. It's like a tropical sunset. This is new. So in a couple years, when it has more strength, it will have flowers that stand up. I hope. So you'll notice this massive new camellia tree. Dug that up from a friend's garden and planted it, and hopefully it survives. It'll take about 2 years for it to fully recover, I think. This guy's new. Look at the growth. Doesn't that look different? And this one's new too. It's been blooming for about 3 weeks now. The rain really damaged it, but that's fine. Lots of new growth on it. Now this azalea, it's hard to see on the camera, but it does have flowers developing on it. Quite small. This has blooms on it. It didn't bloom last year. It's an azalea. Oops, that's not really focusing, is it? There we go. Okay, let's go to the backyard. Here's another one of those flowers. My roses are doing super well along here. These are all fuchsias, and they're just starting to come up. This is new as well. This is a type of blueberry. I have nothing planted in here yet. In here I have the snackable bell peppers. I picked that up from the local gardening store. And then over here I have a green pepper. And on this side, I have a red pepper. There's my Roto Garden, or Roto Forest. It's really hard to get a idea of actually how big they are, but trust me, they're about 15 feet tall. I just power washed the back there. There we go. quite tall. So along here, you'll see there's lily of the valley starting to develop along with trilliums. I have a ton of trilliums in this garden. You can see them all there. So they start off white and they turn to purple. So there's a white one. And then they go to purple. My big leaf Roto's doing well. This is its 24th year, and I was told that it will bloom when it hits 25. Now I will show you down here. This area is kind of a mess because if you're new around here, you'll know that, or rather if you're new around here, you won't know that I currently have all the greenhouse and gardening stuff out because we're redoing the greenhouse. So I have a series on that on my channel here. I think we're on episode 4 or 5 or something. It's quite the project. Azalea. Now this is a shocker. So this is a camellia, or sorry, a clematis, and I've never been able to get a clematis to bloom in this yard. So I don't know, might have flowers this year. I'm not really holding my breath though. There's another one here. We'll see. That's another camellia there. And here's some more Rotos. Isn't that one beautiful? Now this is the Roto that I did the deadheading on last year. I did a video on it and you can see that it's doing super well. Please ignore the carpets on the back there. We washed them off and hung them up to dry, and shockingly it rained, so they're wet again. But yeah, this is just beautiful. Flowers on flowers on flowers. And look at that, there's a fern growing. See, it blows my mind that people buy ferns from the garden centers because they just grow everywhere here. It's insane. There you go. And then this rest of this garden is Rotos, but they're not blooming yet. My lilac has a purple flower on it. This was a discount plant that I got from Home Depot. Next couple weeks these will be blooming. And then down here I have a whole hedge of them. These ones are all red. And then here's my greenhouse project. Hopefully we get some of the plastic up today. And this azalea is the same as all the other ones in the courtyard with the purple flowers. So it's a lot bigger than it was last year. And this is my area beside our yard. We have a ditch here so water can run by, and this was all actually blackberries that Brendan cut down with the weed whacker with a saw attachment to it. And then just behind those trees is the railroad tracks. So we do get a lot of deer and bare in our yard. So that's why the majority of my older roses are in my courtyard. But yeah, hopefully we can get a fence up this year. You know, maybe a taller fence here, and then over there we don't even have fence. So hopefully we get on that this summer. And yeah, these are some stock that my friend grew for me. But yeah, that's about it. Just another wet, you know, depressing day on the west coast of the island. But hopefully it will dry out a little bit more so we can get my greenhouse roof done and focus more on some videos for you guys. Talk to you later. Bye now.